They are unique objects that feed the mind in exciting, interactive, insightful, and intelligent ways. Collecting and learning about art and antiques provides lifelong pleasure and continuing intellectual stimulation. And new enthusiasts who learn to identify and appreciate authentic antiques boast a broader knowledge of the world, history, and the human spirit.
Antique collecting is fun. It's something that you can share. It's something that stimulates the mind. It has the aesthetic component to it. I mean, living with a great object. And then some people may be attracted to the history, the provenance of a piece. I do think that people have this idea that it's reserved for the older generation. But, you know, with the information that's now available on the World Wide Web, there's spawned a whole new generation of collectors. I believe that there's more people collecting today than there ever has been before.
Raised in and around the business of antiques and fine arts, Jeffrey says you needn't be wealthy to collect antiques, just patient and savvy. There are many affordable levels in the antique market available for participation. Learning to identify the age, authenticity, and condition of an antique takes time, but the more you see, ask, and learn about, the more confidence you build towards buying a great piece.
On the high end, we do look for quality in surface and condition. This is the driving factor of what makes a piece valuable. So don't be scared to ask the questions about, is the surface original? Has a painting been revarnished or restored? Or even if a painting has been blacklit with an ultraviolet light, will show in painting. All restoration will certainly have, will add or subtract to the value of a piece.
Bitten by the antiquing bug, much like his dad before him, Jeffrey started his own business at the age of 23. Established in 1993 and located in Litchfield, Connecticut, Tillou Antiques specializes in American furniture and fine arts, primarily from the 18th century through the mid-19th century. Jeffrey offers a selection of painted furniture, weather vanes, sculpture, oriental carpets, and related decorative accessories.
Although we do specialize in 18th and early 19th century American furniture, American paintings, being Hudson River School, American folk portraits, we're very strong in the decorative arts, which would include folk art, sculpture. The real difference is that when you walk in, the chances of you seeing an old master painting hanging on the wall, a great Caucasian rug, or an early blown piece of glass is different than a lot of other galleries that you're going to visit. We do pride ourselves on keeping this inventory and maintaining this inventory, not only to service our repeat customers and our old clientele, but to encourage young collectors as well, that they can come in and almost design or decorate an entire house with our inventory.
Both sellers and collectors agree, antiques complement you as an individual, and learning to appreciate the aesthetics of antiques and fine arts enriches every aspect of your life.
One of the greatest pleasures that I have and have had for all these years in the gallery with Jeff has been watching that person walk through the door, and when he engages them and talks to them about his passion for collecting, what his collections incorporate and entail, you can see that they're inspired, and his objective is primarily to help them understand that there is great joy in collecting, and ultimately over time that they can pass those things on through generations.
There is another societally relevant reason to become a collector. In its own unique way, collecting antiques is good for the environment. This is recycling at its highest level, an antidote to our throwaway society.
If you really think about it, a piece that's made 200, 250 years ago, the construction of that piece, they were built to last. And these were things that you can then take with you, pass down to the next generation. If you really do think about the longevity of a great, say, 18th century chest of drawers that is a utilitarian piece that you could keep, it is really saving a tree every time you're passing it along.
I met Jeffrey around 20 years ago, and he impressed me as a very honest and knowledgeable source. He taught me about what to look for in terms of authenticity in 18th century Connecticut antiques, which had become an interest of mine.
Come on in and I'll show you a few of the wonderful things that we've brought this year to the show.
When not in Litchfield, Jeffrey can be found attending and speaking at many of the antiques and fine arts shows around the country, including the Winter Antique Show held annually in New York City.
It's great to mix and match wonderful things. The younger generation wants to live with comfortable furniture for seating. What's to say that you can't put a great antique chest of drawers in the same room with a weather vane on top? It really is the new trend, is to being able to mix comfortable, livable furniture with antiques. And we want to encourage that because we understand that some of the younger generation, the up-and-coming collectors, feel that collecting antiques is filling a house only with antiques. That's not necessarily true.
I think it's the timeless quality of good antiques that keeps me interested. I think it will keep people interested in the future as well.
I think the most important aspect for me is the relationships behind the dealing. The relationships that are formed between dealer and collector and client. Sometimes I have a tough time calling my clients clients, they're friends.
Collecting antiques gives dimension and depth to my life. I work as an orthopedic surgeon throughout the week, and this is a passion that allows me to explore history, science, art, and design. These are other interests of mine, and I think it makes me a more multidimensional person.
Collecting is fun, it can be passionate, it can be very rewarding. It's something you can share with a spouse or a loved one or a partner. I have a lot of confidence in the future that it'll only become more of a commonplace amongst young collectors.
If you have inherited a great object or are looking for a fun way to invest and pass along wealth to future generations, antique and fine art collecting may be for you. Learn more about this exhilarating passion today. For more information, go to TillouAntiques.com or call the number on your screen.